Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Frosthaven. We are in summer week 6. We've been pretty efficient with our time, I think. We've had a few excursions that have ended up being multi-part missions. That's gone quite well for us. Looks like we're at 3 out of 4 soldiers, so let's get a new one. Now, that's the logging camp, that is not barracks. Let's get a new one training right now. And I think we'll probably do it with the blink blade using metal. There we go. So that's the first part going. Next up, we can potentially build a new building. We've got the hunting lodge, which we don't yet have constructed. That seems like a reasonably safe one to get going. Let's donate all the money from the Blink Blade, because we've got so much there. And the rest of the resources, most of them can come from the Blink Blade, but the lumber is going to have to come from elsewhere. Now, luckily, we can just buy lumber, so it's not really much of a concern. You know what? Let's do all 4 from the Banner Spear. Get that going. Cool. Our morale is at 11 out of 20. Inspiration is 12. Just a reminder, inspiration, if it's over 15 when we retire a character, we get to do 2 retirement events. So that's going to allow us to keep pace with larger parties. And our prosperity is 4 out of 5. One more, and it'll take us to the next town level. Let's have a very quick look at the various options that we have available for like craftsmen and things like that. We do have things that we're potentially going to want to sell, maybe get some money, things that we could hold on to. The mirrored knife is an interesting one. I think we'll almost everything we're not really going to sell. Because I can see there being times when we're going to have real usage for them. So I think we're more looking at what we could potentially make and what the benefit for that would be. For instance, replacing the heater shield with a reinforced shield. Before we do that, let's very quickly check the perks. We do have gifted, so we can ignore item effects. So this now becomes a case of it is worth us constructing and upgrading. So heater shield we'll sell because we don't need it anymore, and instead we will get a reinforced shield. You don't really need a shield, and the Blink Blade doesn't have the same effects. What else do we have that might be useful? Two-handed stuff doesn't really help us out. Dancing slippers after suffering a wound, move around a bit? Probably not. We've got the crude chain armor, which I prefer to the crude hide armor. I think we're probably good. Yeah, I think we're solid enough. Let's have a look at the merchant and then the alchemist. I'm not expecting that there's going to be anything new that we're going to want to pick up. But maybe over in the alchemist we can make something new. What have we got? It's holy water. During your turn, bless yourself. Yeah, let's give that to the banner spear. So we've got 2 potions equipped on each of the people now. We don't have enough resources to make any others. Can we... deconstruct? I don't think we can yet. Let's very quickly just head back to town and have a look at building upgrades. So the alchemist, yeah, if we upgrade the alchemist, then we'll be able to do that. It would cost us 2 morale, so we'll do that next time rather than this time. And then we can potentially pull apart potions as we go. But overall, I'd say we're in a good place. Right, we're done in town. Let's very quickly just check our cards, make sure that we've actually assigned things correctly. Here's your level 3 card for Let Them Come. You are level 4 now. There's the level 1, we've got that equipped good, and you're level 3, and we've already got Make It Count in there. So we are fully prepared and ready for the world map. So we have 3 quests available for us. The brand new Work Freeze, we've got the Edge of the World, and we've got Avalanche, which was that initial quest chain. I think we'll do Edge of the World next. Investigate the lurker reports at the edge of the biting sea. And we have an encounter on the way.
You are feeling a tad hungry as you walk down the road. You're considering stopping for a meal when you come across a thicket of bushes covered in thorns and red tin berries. The berries look delicious, but you know red tin berries are wildly poisonous.
So we can apply berry juice to our weapons. That's interesting. Or we can pluck a berry and add it to one of our existing potions. We do have some potions that we're probably not going to use again. So let's try this. Not the healing potion, not the holy water. Maybe the cure potion? Not the explosive vial, not the muscle potion. Not the frenzy potion. Maybe the renewing potion, actually. Although, again, situationally, that's going to be more useful than a cure potion. Let's... Oh, wait, are we limited in which ones we can do? It defaulted to the healing potion, I see. Alright, we'll do the cure potion.
You pluck off a single berry and add it to a potion you're carrying. The fruit dissolves into the liquid with a pitiful sputter, and the whole concoction turns a rancid brown. A whiff of the results makes you want to retch, but maybe that's useful in its own right.
So we have a poison vial. During your turn, perform poison at a distance of 1. It's got the potential to be useful. Let's give it to the banner spear. Be nice to have an option for applying poison. Battle goals. Let's have a very quick check of our personal quest. So the banner spear needs to loot 8 lumber cards, and then that will unlock a quest for us. Inertion needs to kill regular things, so we're going to do some lurkers. Still got Algox guards that we need to do before that will get ticked off. And Seraph is all about gaining experience from ability, so that's just going to happen naturally over time. So none of these are really going to work for things that we're specifically trying to do, which means our focus is going to be on the battle goals themselves. Killing an enemy while 3 or more elements are strong or waning. Doesn't seem that useful. Never attack an enemy that's acted in the round. Interesting. That's worth 2 perk marks, so it's worth quite a lot if we can manage it. Never end your turn next to another hero. That is really unhelpful. Let's go with Vanguard. It might happen, it might not. As for Inertion, end each of your turns adjacent to a wall or obstacle. Interesting. We'll try and do that. I don't think it's really likely. And it's going to depend on where we start as well. Have 0 cards in your hand each time you rest. Perform 2 actions with lost at the same turn. Or kill an enemy and loot the bag. It drops in the same amount. Let's get Mugger.
Following up on Sather's crab problem, you find yourself standing at the edge of the biting sea. An ice-choked gauntlet whose frigid waters have granted a swift death to many an overconfident mariner. You hike west, hugging the coast while hunting for signs of the enormous crustaceans.
They should be easy to spot.
Frosthaven is visible in the southern distance, little more than a vague outline. Seeing it, you feel isolated, like someone looking back from the very edge of the world. Another half hour of diligent tracking later, you happen upon your first clue. A pattern of pockmarks have been hammered into the ground near the foot of a hill. Indents in the snow and dirt where the creatures have scuttled by. You follow the trail to a cave on the western side of the cliff, where you find a clutch of giant crab-like figures chittering restlessly.
Think we found them.
They're as large as you've heard from stories. Tall, hard-shelled beings with long, craggy limbs. And as soon as you appear, they rise to their full height, some of them larger than an Olgox. They shriek and move quickly toward you, their pincers snapping.
That feels like we're going to be set for the charge. So we need to kill the coral corpse. It looks like we've got a door that leads through into like a little nook and then perhaps an inner room as well. So we're making it all the way around. Lurkers, they have innate shield, they have innate multi-target. And what's this one? Attacks apply impair, which will stop us using items. And these ones have got innate pierce. There's a lot of flexibility in them. Really? Okay. Let's start forwards. Start there and in the middle. It's possible that these guys are going to charge us. I don't think they're necessarily going to have enough move to reach us. Let them come is something that we could do at the start of next turn. And if we're thinking of doing the unbreakable wall, it means not putting on the shield. So for right now, let's get a friend out with at all costs. And we'll do Rallying Cry just to pass the time. On our Blink Blade, we're going to go slowly. I think letting them come to us to start off with is a smart choice. We can get everyone blessed with Make It Count. And then use Blurry Jab to move in and do a little bit of damage. I think that's a good choice. And over the back, we're doing what we normally do, and we're going to put on Precision Aim and I think Relentless. And that's going to work quite nicely. Yeah, Chunk of Flesh is our new one. It's nice to have an attack and heal combined. Okay, let's check the things. End each of your turns next to a wall or obstacle but next to a wall. That's fine. Never attack an enemy that's active this round. We're not attacking, so that's fine. Kill an enemy, loot its bag. That's going to happen when it happens. As expected, some of them are coming in a bit closer. No ranged attacks, so nothing that we need to worry about. When they do that extra shield, though, that is a solid batch of shielding. Rather than the reinforcement, maybe we get the Banner of Strength out. We do it forwards, and then next turn we try and step in quick and do something to hit both of them. The angle's a bit wrong. We could put it here and kind of move up that way. Yeah, alright. We'll put it there. And skip the attack for now. May as well. Bless ourselves. Drifter, precision aim, activate. Relentless, activate. Just imagine the Drifter's just chugging a can of Relentless on the side. We're not going to throw the explosive vial out, and we won't do the muscle potion yet. We'll do that next turn when we actually start shooting things. Blink Blade. Get the blessings. And then we'll step on in, get a bit of damage out. We're going to want to go fast or faster next turn. So going quickly. Set for the charge. If we do let them come, actually, we could step up to here and hit both of them. So set for the charge will actually be just to move in. And then let them come is going to hit both of these. I quite like that. It also means that we're moving fast enough that the Blink Blade can move on and do other things. Hypothetically, let's say Twin Strike. And Temporal Displacement. As for our lovely Drifter, we're going to go for Draining Arrows, but we're going to want to move up first. Let's move in with Deadly Shot. Should be pretty solid. Ooh, that is nasty. They're gonna do some wounds. We're still gonna step in. Stick to the original plan. So get on in. Let them come like this. We're going to use the Banner of Strength on the close by one. They're going to get to move before us, unfortunately. Well, let's prevent that negative condition. Let's get in as far as we can. I don't think this is going to make much difference in terms of what we can reach. Yeah, can't quite get any further back, but at least we can hit these two. We'll save the muscle potion for next time. Or when we've got something that matters a bit more than little shots like that. We could get the explosive vial on this guy just to finish him off, but I think we'll get him killed before it becomes a problem. Ouch on the damage. So skip the first attack, step on in, hit this guy. And then we're going to step on and loot the bag from him. So that's going to at least finish our mugger objective. It's not worth us using the healing potion yet. I think if we use regroup, we can move the banner down. But we're just not going to be able to move up ourselves. That's the thing. So we're kind of stuck where we are. Which is fine in itself. It's part of the plan. We need to hit you. Continuous health will be a reasonable smackaroo. And I would quite like to get some further benefits. So maybe we put on Chunk of Flesh to get that shielding. Blink Blade. If we go slowly, we can do the healing to get rid of that wound. It doesn't feel particularly efficient. However, it is the only real healing option that we've got. There's a small chance this chap's going to come in closer. So let's say Sand in the Hourglass and Kinetic Transfer, and we might be in a position to get some damage out as well. They move quickly. You. Can move up to here. Then Blink Blade can move one space closer. This guy's going to come a little closer but not be able to do anything. So continuous health. Banner of Strength activating. It is a tiny bit of damage. Get back the precision aim. And then we'll go for that chunk of flesh. Blink Blade, take your tiny bit of damage. Get healing on yourself. There's no real point in healing these guys, but we will do it anyway. And then here comes the kinetic transfer. We'll step up and across. Damage out is damage out. We're going to have to use Meat Grinder to move up. 1, 2, 3. And then we could put on Unbreakable Wall. But I don't think we're going to be in the right place for it. So we'll select it just to have it activated. I think we're leaving this behind. Yeah, we're going to have to leave it behind this time. Prudent preparation. Let's get more Retaliate and more Shield, and we'll use Shockwave to try and move up in between the two of them. Blink Blade, you can go fast again. Let's say we'll do hit and run and Power Leak. So we'll use Power Leak to step in, and then we'll just hit and run, stab him, and move away. Cool, and we're going faster than them, so that's the important thing. Round we go, get in position. All the retaliation. And all the shielding. Again, saving the explosive vial for right now. Blink Blade. Step to here. Actually, it'd be better off here for the Banner of Strength. Give him a hit. Get a poison on him. And a wound. 3 effects in 1 turn. And then we'll actually back all the way up, because we'll be able to grab that next turn. That's really satisfying. Now, Impair means we're not going to be able to use our equipment. I think actually it also means, yeah, we should still have the shield from our effects. So I think that's bugged that the Impair is stopping that happening. Let's just double check. Yeah, on the next 6 sources of damage from attacks targeting you, gain 2 shield. A minor issue, but still worth considering. Let's use the boots to get up as far as we can. And we don't want to attack this guy. So skip the attack. Resolved Courage. Deflecting Maneuver. This guy's going to die anyway, but if we move fast enough, we can finish him off and grab the loot. Blink Blade, go slow and grab that. And Drifter, let's do some bloodletting. We'll do bloodletting and sustained momentum. That's going to allow us to put a wound on this guy and stab and get a use back of things. It looks like we are going fast enough. Get you finished off. And grab the loot. 2 gold. Hey, what about the retaliate? Cannot use or trigger any items, but bonuses previously gained are still active. Yeah, I think Impair is doing too much. Oh well, what are you going to do? What we're going to do is we're going to grab this and stay put. $4 gold for the one who receives a lot of gold. Alright, have a stab. It did what it needed to. And this is mostly to gain back one of our bonuses. We'll go for Relentless. We could probably get away with doing long rests on each character, actually. Long rest. Drifter, you can heal yourself and stab this guy a little bit before doing a long rest next time. And long rest down here as well. Ooh. Target all enemies within 2 hexes. That's some potentially nasty stuff. Let's move round to this side. There's a little bit of healing. And we'll give this guy a bit of a wallop on the head. Not going to have him do an attack fall. That just seems a bit nuts. And I'll use a teeny bit of healing because we're going to have a rest next turn anyway. Right, Blink Blade. What are we going to lose? Probably sap speed. First one to go, unless there happens to be enemies standing side by side. Oh, did we stand next to a wall? I wonder if I've messed up the positioning. We want to lose, I think, at all costs. We're going to bring the banner with us with regroup, or at least try to bring it with us with regroup. It's going to bring it up to here. It's not exactly racing forwards. We don't have anything else that's really gonna maneuver things. Still, this guy's gonna die relatively quickly. Yeah, we didn't end next to it. It was probably the previous turn. I think that is a movable space. Easily done. Easily done. Let's have a long rest. As for down here, we may as well go quickly. Or actually, we can go slowly. If we're going to do make it count, how far can we move up? Kinetic transfer will move us 3. Cascading reaction will move us 3. Which is going to be enough to at least bless 2 of the characters. Yeah, we'll do that. Big hit, targeting 2 potentially. Let's regroup, bring you up. This might be a mistake. This might get the banner killed. So I think we need to reposition down to here, like this. And unfortunately, we can't quite hit this chap the way I would want to. Times 2 damage? No. We'll take 5 damage. Although we can put regen on from someone. Yeah, 5 damage is fine. Gets him killed. That's what we needed. And now we're close enough that everyone can get blessed as well. And a little bit of healing as well. Here is our precision long rest. Sustain momentum with being able to melee and get back a bonus is very nice. I think we might want to lose Deadly Shot. It is one of our better move cards, but as it is, it's fine. God, I would love to move this up further. So, we've got to keep it within range of 3. So 1, 2, 3. We can still get to there before we would need to reposition it. So we can move up a little bit. I can use Meat Grinder to get you regenning. And pincer movement to just pass some time. Blink Blade, you're gonna grab whatever this is. Let's go fast. So Temporal Displacement will move in and grab it. And then Blurry Jab could move us much further. Or we use Cascading Reaction to do a lot more moving. cascading reaction, actually. If we get to here, it will allow us to move the banner further when we do regroup next. But we would have to be standing right next to it. So we'd have to kind of come back in order to do that. Not impossible. Don't know if it's practical dragging this banner all the way around the way we are. But we're going to try. Right, so if we're doing temporal displacement to move up and grab that, then we'd need to move at least 3. Let's say with Twin Strike. Just to kind of get out the way. Sustained momentum will give us a lot more flexibility for moving around. And we could put on Shockwave for running in and doing melee stuff, but I don't think we want to. Let's say Vile Assault just to pass a bit of time. So Blink Blade. Got a bit of metal. Let's get this door open and see what there is. This could be a horrible mistake.
Having dispatched the lurkers out front, you make your way inside the tunnel. A dank burrow riddled with pits of frigid water and stretches of black ice. What's worse than the cold, however, is the smell. An intense putridness emanates from deep within the tunnel. Equal parts rot and corrupted flesh. What it could be, you'd honestly rather not know.
Huh. So it's not just fishy. These guys are moving too. These guys are moving too. He's moving too. They're doing some ranged stuff, but they are out of range, so we can mostly ignore that. Mind Sniffer. Get in over here. Oh, I should have gone one space back to give the regen. That's a mistake. Well, we'll give regen to you then. And pincer movement, there's no one to pincer, so skip that. Drifter. Yeah, we can come around to here. Gives us a little bit of healing in its place. It means we're not getting the sustained momentum, but with all of this stuff so close, I don't think we really need it. Skip the attack, and we will put on another use of Relentless. So you can guess what you're going to be doing next turn. Drifter. Prudent Preparation. Shockwave. You're going to move in and you're going to start tanking. We'll go a little bit slower on the Blink Blade. Sand in the Hourglass would let us keep everyone moving. Or healing up anyway. Probably not necessary. If you only move to here, it would work. We could use Sand in the Hourglass as an actual strike. So Blurry Jab to move in and Sand in the Hourglass to do a legitimate hit. And over here, we can't go any further in. I want to do at least one more turn before we do a regroup. So let's say set for the charge and resolved courage. Okay, looks like there is some proper range attacks coming in from the Mine Sniffers. These guys are coming in close, so they're moving in and targeting 2 people. Yeah, get in and just tank it all up. Drift is definitely going to be able to survive this. And should get a decent amount of retaliation as well. Use the chain armor for that one. And use chunk of flesh for that one. Step on in, do a little bit of damage. And we could use the Frenzy Potion, but let's stab this guy first. Didn't need to. Okay, time for a short rest down here. Blink Blade. If we use Cascading if we go fast and do Cascading Reaction, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not quite going to get close enough. To boost this. So instead... Oh, if we do hit and run, we will. Yes, we'll do both of those. Right, Cascading Reaction and hit and run. That's going to allow us to move the banner up further. So you're doing a short rest. Over here, it's time for us to do some draining arrows, and we'll get bloodletting on this guy. We might end up walking closer to be able to hit these with draining arrows. Sure, we can lose resolved courage. So we're going to regroup to get this moving forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to end up moving it. And then Unbreakable Wall just to pass the time. So Blink Blade. First of all, skip the attack, back up. And then go stand next to this banner. We're going to be able to move the Blink Blade back because of the whole regroup thing. So it's going to work out. You are just out of range, so yeah, we're going to move in first. And get draining arrows on each of these. Pretty good. You're going to just attack, so you're going to take some damage. You're going to do some ranged stuff. It's not going to be too much. Although, control all targets of the attack ability in initiative order attack 3. They can make us attack. That feels a bit wrong. Can't say I like that. Regroup. Banner first. Blink Blade. Blink Blade has moved so much this turn. And skip that attack. I am okay with this. Yeah, we didn't get our shield. Admittedly, it did no damage to us, so that's probably why. That went okay. Set for the charge. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can move all the way up, and then we can do. Let them come on this guy, or potentially something else. I think let them come is probably the best option, though, because that'll get some healing out as well. Drifter, just past the time. And Blink Blade, I think, will actually get you to do a long rest. We're moving fast enough. In we go. Get you with the attack. It's not an amazing attack, but it is still an attack. And a little bit of hide. There's our chunk of flesh. And let's avoid the muzzle. The Retaliate's doing a good job. Ow. We no longer have any Retaliate available. We can heal ourselves up. So let's get that going. Let's get back 1 on Chunk of Flesh. Actually, let's do Precision Aim. Because we can hit this guy with our ranged hit for Precision Aim. Get him killed. And then get back another chunk of flesh. Blink Blade, what are we going to lose? I think we'll keep Make It Count. We could lose Sand in the Hourglass. Given the number of wounds the enemy puts out, not going to be the most useful card. We can get a little bit of regen on ourselves with Meat Grinder. So Meat Grinder... No. Deflecting maneuver, meat grinder. Try and hit this guy early. I think we'll do a long rest on our drifter and the blink blade. We'll save cascading reaction for next turn, but we can still move in 1, 2, 3 and do something. So kinetic transfer to move in and make it count to get a bit of healing and blessing on everyone. Oh, he is hitting us early, which means we can't kill him this turn. The way I want to. So stay where we are. You know what? Get the regen on the drifter, because we can drink our own healing potion. That'll get rid of our wound. So I'm not going to attack this guy because we have Vanguard. Never attack an enemy that's already acted. He's already acted. That's just going to be bad. So skip that attack. Just get the disadvantage. Not that there's anyone else to benefit from that. The Blink Blade's under no such obligation, however. But with the Blink Blade, I want to get the blessing out on everyone. Although we can frenzy. That'll do it. And then we can still do the blessing. And long rest for the drifter. Let's lose bloodletting. It looks like there is poison traps at the main entrance. We've got the Amulet of Life, which we can use to get the poison gone. We're going to do a short rest. We're going to do the regroup trick again. So, Blink Blade. We're going to go fast. We're going to go cascading reaction and probably temporal displacement. If we go 1, 2 with the temporal displacement and then 1, 2, 3 with the cascading reaction, that works. And the drifter, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to move at least 4 around. Interestingly, we don't have any move 4s right now. Well, let's activate sustained. We don't need sustained momentum. Yeah, we don't need sustained momentum. Let's instead move in a little. Using crushing weight and sustained momentum. Sure, lose, let them come. So we're going to regroup to bring this up, and Unbreakable Wall just to pass the time. All this to do one of the masteries. So Blink Blade. Step 2. Grab this. Step back to here. Skip the rest of the movement. Regroup. Bring the banner forwards. bring the blink blade forwards. And then unbreakable wall, we'll just skip that. Okay, drifter. Just step round to here, skip the rest of the movement, we'll grab that. Skip the attack, add to chunk of flesh for the next room. Ooh, a bit of snow thistle. We can set for the charge to move round to here. And pincer movement to just pass the time on the banner spear. We're going to use Vile Assault to move in and trigger one or both of these traps and then heal up afterwards. And we'll do continuous health to get back another usage of precision aim. We can go slow and move. Let's go fast, actually. We'll use Twin Strike to move 1, 2, 3 to here. And we'll do hit and run just to pass the time. This is all prep before we go into the final room. Put banner spear around. Blade, hop and grab the stuff. And drifter. Use the boots, cross over both of these. It's going to be a little painful, but it's going to clear the way for everyone else to move on up. That gets rid of the poison. Let's use the Amulet of Life. And we'll get back the use of precision aim. Deflecting maneuver, meat grinder, and then I think we'll do a long rest. Blink Blade will go slow and just try and move up. I think we're only going to be able to move to like here. And I think we want to do some regen. So prudent preparation and shockwave. And then we'll do a long rest next turn. I really wish you were one space closer so we could get regen on you, but we can't, so we're gonna get regen on ourselves. At least we're gonna get a long rest before we move into this last room. Yeah, come to there. I think that's going to be the best option. No one to hit with damage. Long rest. Long rest. Long rest. We've got plenty of cards for whatever is in this final room. We are going to lose temporal displacement. We're going to lose Unbreakable Wall. And we are going to lose Sustained Momentum, I think. Now, we don't have any retaliations, so we're going to need to pay attention to what's going on in the next room, but that in itself is fine. Regroup is going to allow us to move this up. Let's do what we did previously and try and... we can move it to here. That's fine. Potentially to just here. I would like to move it 4. But then it's going to be kind of in the way. However, if we do it as we did before, it's going to be a much more useful thing going forwards. It's going to allow us to move the banner spear in. Yeah, let's go with Cascading Reaction and Kinetic Transfer. And then Drifter, I think you're going to actually push into the room. Let's go a little bit slowly. Draining Arrows and Shockwave. A little bit slowly. It's not actually going to be slowly at all, is it? So Blink Blade, step back to here. Kinetic Transfer, skip it. Drifter, let's open this up and see what we've got.
The earthen tunnel eventually gives way to a natural cavern where you find a half-rotted humanoid corpse shuffling aimlessly around like a lost drunk. The smell is incredible, burning your eyes and your throat. Looking closer, you see a large pink stone lodged in the creature's right eye socket. Another wave of reeking air overwhelms you, and you retch involuntarily. At this sound, the corpse turns and snarls.
Okay, so it's got a lot of health and a bit of shield and some innate retaliate. So let's have a look. What's the innate retaliate? 1. So we really want to be hitting him at range. He's immune to disarm, immune to stun, and immune to immobilize. His attacks apply brittle. Ooh, yeah, we want to try and keep him at range as much as possible. There is a chest in here, however. And he's going to move 3. So if I go here, he won't quite make it into range. But I won't be able to shoot him either. I'm fine with not shooting him this turn. I would love it if he was in range, but alas, he is not. Let's do this reorganization. Get on in. I'm gonna have to just move you to there. It's not much closer in reality, but it's fine. If we set for the charge, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, get into the room, and we're still in range of the banner. We can then deflecting maneuver to attack him, take a little bit of retaliate damage, but overall that'll be fine. Drifter. We can continuous health smack him at range. And we can do a prudent preparation to do a little bit of ranged healing. How far can we move if we really book it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we move 5? Yes, we can with Blurry Jab. So we can get there using our boots, and then we can use hit and run to grab the chest. This feels fine. Okay. He's gonna apply brittle quite nastily. So let's at least make it difficult for him to hit us. Well, that's just pants. Also, that should have done some damage. Oh, it did do some. That was supposed to be 2 plus the banner. Yeah, I think it didn't quite give it to us. Maybe I didn't select it properly. Let's put the boots on. Jump over. Get the chest. Spiked collar blueprint. Interesting. Let's put the protective scepter on. And we will have the muscle potion. And start doing some big hits. And I will get another use back of precision aim. Then, in preparation for you getting hit, give you a bit of healing. And don't receive the brittle. Quite like this, this tanking it up. We're going to do a short rest over here. If we do Vile Assault and Crushing Weight, we could step in and get poison and wound on him. And just take the poison damage from that. We're going to go slowly. We would need to move 3 in order to get into range. So instead, let's do what we can with Twin Strike and make it count and get some blessing out. Yeah, we can lose set for the charge. Regroup could be used to move you round to the other side for a pincer. If you're going to move around anyway, and it would allow us to bring the banner up. He's going to move, he's going to do a small attack. Nothing too bad. Right, regroup. Let's start with you. I'm so sorry, this is going to hurt. But now we can pincer through. And that's a fair trade. Drifter, now that you're over here, Vile Assault, get the poison on. Then get the wound on him as well. And now, before we do this, use your amulet to get the poison. And get back an extra use of precision aim. A little painful. Legitimately brittle now. We should be able to sort that out though with the little bit of healing. Or do we just charge in? No, let's keep a little bit at range, because if we can not be targeted by an attack as well, that would be ideal. Heal, get rid of the brittle, get blessings on everyone. Or is it just blessing on yourself? I think it's just blessing on yourself. Still useful. Flexing maneuver, meat grinder. Over here, we'll do a short rest. And we can do a short rest as well. Yeah, we can lose continuous health. And we can lose Twin Strike. So for the Drifter, we're running a little low. We could go quick and go for a little bit of retaliation. Which means that he's less likely to hit other people, but I still want to move slowly. So make it count. Step in, do a stab, and cascading reaction is 2 big stabs. I like that. He's going very slowly, so we don't want to be standing next to him at the end. Which means I'm more inclined to just hit him. Yeah, you know what? Leave it at that. We are gradually whittling him down. We don't need to overdo it. Meat grinder, not quite in the right place for that, unfortunately. So it's going to have to be deflecting maneuver. Although we could have moved in a little bit to do it, but I don't think it's really that necessary. Skip the movement. We'll get a bit of heal and regen on ourselves. Oh, we might be able to kill him. And we can step away with cascading reaction. Alright, we're going to try. Step in. Have a stab. He's already poisoned, so poisoning him again isn't going to help. There's a bless. He is going down. And we're going to get to loot him. Step on. And skip the last attack. Good job, Blink Blade. Seraph coming through. And that's 2 masteries this mission. Holy hell. That went really well. Technically present, yeah. Understandable because we were just dragging the banner along. Walking AoE, sure. Bounty Gatherer, makes sense. Look at that. We got Vanguard, we got Mugger, we got Guardian of the Flag, which gives us an entire perk, and Untouchable, which gives us a perk. Big wins.
Ripping the shard from the corpse's eye, you find the thing to be strangely beautiful. It's slim and hollow, more like a piece of coral than a stone. And yet, there is a certain weight to it that seems uncanny for something only the size of a dagger handle. You bring it closer, admiring its crags and hollows. But as you do, you feel its weight grow. It presses down on your hand, and then into your mind, sinking into you and pulling. The coral shard speaks to each of you, not with words, but with desires. It wants to move north, far out to sea, away from the cliffs and the frozen safety of Frosthaven. And it wants you to take it there.
Well, that sounds like a bad idea.
This must have been what the lurkers were after. A strange goal for savage beasts no more sophisticated than wolves or spiders. Yet as the chunk of coral speaks to you, you know it to be true. They sought this object, and in order to understand why, you'll have to follow the pull of the shard north across the water. But Frosthaven's tiny fishing vessels aren't fit for the journey, and you're not about to swim. This leaves you with a choice. You can either keep your feet on dry land, following the shard along the northern coast, or you can build a proper ship and head out into the ice-choked sea.
That's a choice. So each hero's gained 10 experience for that, wow. And we've gained a coral shard. And a new quest for the Frozen Fjord. And there is a quest that we can't access because we don't have a boat. With a fire roaring in the background, the finished hunting lodge is the perfect location to exchange tales of narrow escapes from polar bears, as well as provide hides for Frosthaven. You encounter all sorts of patrons whose rugged appearances often belie a certain kind of gruffness. One of these patrons is Vermling Trapper, who sits nearest the fire and away from the crowd, a square hat shadowing their eyes. Sitting beside their wear of lustrous exotic furs, they're currently absorbed in constructing an intricate snare. When you ask them to explain their process, they warm up to you. Much of my time is spent not in action but in observation. It's a matter of understanding the animals, their habitats, their habits. If you're truly interested, perhaps I can show you sometime. You readily agree, happy for the company. You've been lucky, luckier than most, to have never spent more than a few nights inside the jailer's cage. Of course, there have been times when your temper's gotten the better of you, when you've indulged more than was wise, but you've never been forced to spend night after night, month after month, sleeping on a stone floor with nothing to look forward to but a glimmer of morning light through the iron bars. So you can't really fathom what it's like to finally be free from prison, or what a person would do when they finally got out. But you doubt they would do this. Crane Tallinger, the Crotchel scholar you rescued from the unfettered catacombs, has transformed his previously clean, albeit sparse room into the cluttered, cramped nest of an academic. Somehow, between last night and this morning, the Crotchel has gathered several books and a large stack of parchment, and he's arranged everything on the floor around him like a flimsy mosaic. Behind him is a plate of half-eaten eggs and hard biscuits, and several empty teacups. The bed looks unused, except the top sheet is being confiscated to sop up a large puddle of ink on the floor. His door is open, and when you knock on the frame, his face lifts to a manic smile. "My stalwart friends!" he bows without getting up. "Come to check on your rescued ward? What chivalry, and perfect timing I might add. As you can tell, I've managed to get in a full night's work." Crane pulls out a hefty book, with an excited look. You ask if that will help get to the centre of the unfettered facility, and the Crotchel frowns. "Oh, fine, I suppose we could talk about that first." Crane unfolds a set of building schematics in front of you, and shows you two paths from the library that will take you to the core of the facility. One is through the duct system, bypassing the bulk of the unfettered workers by sneaking above them. The other is a long, narrow path deep into the facility that Crane says is unfinished transportation system the unfettered have abandoned. Both lead to the central chamber, but there's no knowing which will yield the easier path. "Now," Crane says pointedly, pulling out his book again, "if we could get back to this." The Crotchel clearly wants to move on from his memories of the unfettered facility, so you take the hint and ask what he's so excited about.
I'm trying to explain that's the very root cause of all this. They're not aggressive by nature.
Violet, the local lurker researcher, is pleading on the street with Mayor Sather.
Right, and they have terrifying claws and razor-sharp protrusions because they're peaceful.
Sather is having none of it. Violet is nervously balling up her purple scarf, clearly on the verge of a breakdown.
Please, you have to understand. My research suggests...
Your research suggests the capital is willing to waste resources that could be better put to use, protecting the people of this outpost from those same lurkers you so desperately want to repaint as benevolent. I'll be confiscating your supplies for the defense effort.
I think given what we've just seen, we're going to have to say there is more to the lurkers.
You intervene in the heated discussion and provide some reports from the field. Yes, the lurkers can be an impressive adversary, but there are indications there's more to their actions. Violet is visibly relieved at your help. Sather grunts.
Fine, if you think there's value here, introduce her to the guard. But if her crackpot ideas don't pan out, I'm holding it against you lot.
Fair enough. Okay, just before we finish off, the outpost has ranked up. Rank 2 means we can start doing other things. I think we might even be able to upgrade the walls. That'll be a question for next time. Right now, we have new cards from level ups and perks available. So starting off with our level 4 Banner Spear. Ooh, a boldening blow. Target one enemy in the area and disarm, but it still does a big sweep, and it blesses all three allies. So even if this doesn't hit, it's still gonna be useful. Or air support with a redeployable falcon. That's kind of interesting in itself, which can attack, also very interesting. Or a proper ranged attack. That's range 3 and pierces 2. I'm torn between them. I think I think air support is the one we're going to get the most use out of. I do like the look of Boldening Blow. But I think next level we're going to get Explosive Epicenter rather than Hold the Line, which will give us another AoE skill. So air support for now works. Over in the perks, that means we've got 3 perks to put out. That is loads. I think we'll push for... Ooh, choices. Let's get rid of the last -1 card that we can with Bruiser. Then we can do Overwhelm for one of them. And that is a specific add +1 attack for each ally adjacent to the target. And then another disarm. Now, to put the air support in, the question is, do we lose at all costs? I think we'll actually lose pincer movement. I think air support's going to be more useful than pincer movement. We have obviously used it, and it's a nice big hitter. But it is quite situational. So we'll do that for now. Down on the Blink Blade, we don't have a level up, but we do still have a perk to put in from our mastery. Meditate is very nice. Replace 2 +1 cards with 2 +2 cards. This is significant damage boost. Yeah, let's go for Meditate. Shifts the balance of power quite significantly. And from that, that's going to be a good point to finish this episode off. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. 2 masteries ticked off. Very happy with how this has gone. As always, if you have enjoyed this, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Frosthaven. See you soon.